So Black Minds Matter UK is a UK-based charity that supports the mental health of Black people, while the Rare Impact Fund is supported by Rare Beauty and set up by Selena Gomez, which supports the mental health of people in a range of different communities. So as student ambassadors, we look to engage with the students at the universities. For me, at the University of Law, I look to collaborate with the mental health support systems that are already in place, looking to target Black people at the uni and cater to their specific needs. For example, sending out surveys and really understanding what they're looking for with regards to support. So while we can't function as licensed therapists or counsellors, we are able to support students by being mental health first aiders. So we receive training from Mental Health First Aid UK, which means that we're able to signpost different areas of support that students can seek outside the university. And Black Minds Matter UK also holds therapy sessions that we're able to signpost to the students as well. So as mental health first aiders, we're able to provide intervention very quickly, and being timely is really important when it comes to mental health. We're also able to support with being compassionate and showing students that they're not alone, and providing a sounding board for students to raise their issues and then obviously go on to redirect them to other avenues of support. So the fund supports up to 80 participants, 18 to 25, for a maximum of 10 weeks of one-to-one therapy, which removes the monetary boundaries and constraints that a lot of young people face when it comes to accessing therapy. So it just makes it far easier for young people to access really important support. So Black Minds Matter UK mitigates stigma regarding mental health in Black communities by championing Black therapists and putting Black therapists at the forefront of what it does. So it shows people who are accessing the services and therapy that this is an issue that does concern me and my community, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. Also, having therapists from similar backgrounds as you is really important because they can provide far more nuanced advice. They understand that yes, it is a stigma in the Black community to have mental health issues, but it is something that we're working to dissipate. So knowing that you're both working towards championing mental health in the Black community as a person who's attending therapy along with your therapist is something that's really important. So to evaluate the effectiveness and impact of Black Mind Matter UK's initiatives, we'll be looking at participation and uptake in our programs, in our initiatives. We'll also be looking at surveys and issuing those surveys, getting the feedback and going through to see what went well, what didn't go so well, what can we improve, and essentially how can we get everyone involved at the university in championing Black mental health.
The partnership between BMM UK and the Hopeful Fund has been going on for a number of years now. The Hopeful Fund has been able to support BMM with resources to work with the Black community in terms of student engagement, especially in universities. We're looking at people who are between the ages of 18 to 25. This particular project that we're working on with the Law University and also Edgewood University is to do with creating student ambassadors who will be champions for mental health within their universities, mainly targeting at our community and also working with the mental health and wellbeing teams within those universities to support them in identifying areas where they can improve the systems that they have already in terms of working in a culturally competent way. The rationale behind the establishment of the Student Ambassador Program was a direct response to the events that we had last year with the With You in Mind universities events, where we had feedback from students, asking for having safe environments and safe spaces where they can talk about their mental health, and also creating ambassadors and trained ambassadors who they can identify amongst their peers to go to and most probably have conversations with them regarding their mental health and get signposted to the relevant professionals, as they recognize that 9 times out of 10, most of their mental health issues, they find it very hard and difficult to go and speak to some of the other professionals because they might not necessarily understand the nuances surrounding what they are going through. Mental health first aid training equips the student ambassadors with knowledge and understanding of how they can identify early indicators when somebody is going through a mental health crisis or has got mental health issues that they're struggling with in their day-to-day lives. What it does is it gives them the right tool set to have compassionate and confident conversations with their peers and be able to signpost them to the right professionals so that they can get help before actually it reaches to a crisis point. So the process that is used to match the young people with the appropriate therapist is initially they'll get a mini assessment to determine whether they are eligible and they are also ready to engage in therapy, as sometimes people might think that they might need therapy, but it might not necessarily be therapy that they need. So once they go through that mini assessment, and it is conducted by one of our trained professionals as well, and if they determine that they require therapy, then they are sent over for a full assessment. That full assessment, they will be given a safe space to talk about, their presenting issues, why they feel that they need therapy, and what is it that they're going through. Once that process is done, the assessor would then hand them over to the therapy services manager, who will then mesh them with the appropriate therapist, looking into their presenting issues and also the approaches that the therapist will use, so that we create a match. We go as far as the nuances of even language. If language is a barrier, or if there are any certain criteria or areas which requires us to find a particular therapist who has those specialisms, who has that knowledge, who has that experience of working with a particular client, then we will match them with a particular client to ensure that our clients do not have to explain who they are before they will then engage or talk about the presenting issues that they have. The collaborative effort between BMM UK and the University Wellbeing teams is to work together in creating awareness events and also explicit referral pathways, so that the students have a full understanding of the seamless transition between BMM UK and also the student wellbeing teams. This on its own ensures that we're not working in silos, but we're working together for a common cause.